slow start. So we don't technically go live until 11, but we're live right now. Just to welcome you into the chat. Get the chat up and running here. Give me a minute. Let's see. Let me drop a hello. If you're watching online on YouTube, drop a chat and I'll respond. Make sure that that's all working. So let me drop something in here. Hello. Let us know you're watching. If you got questions, drop them here and I'll answer as they come in. All right, there we go. We are off and running. Text your friends, let them know. Text the other drivers, let them know we are live. I won't get into any of the meaty topics until 11 o'clock. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff that I'm very excited about. Some of the announcements we're going to be going over. We've got a lot of things to discuss with our QR codes and how those are working and some of the improvements and updates that will alleviate some of not only your stress but concerns with those. So make sure that you're tell people, tell everybody, hey, get on. Daniel's going to be talking about the QR codes and some of the things that we're seeing in the app and how we're promoting our own businesses, all that stuff. We also have, we're going to be talking about driver profiles and what that means going forward into the next couple of weeks, because it's going to be there's a whole strategy that's coming in how to build your own business and how to use PAX to do that. Very excited to unveil that for you because we are jumping into hourly rates and flat rates and some other really cool stuff. So you're going to have questions about that. You can drop those in the chat as we look and talk over that stuff. We also have driver resources, a resource center now that's going to help you with reaching anybody. And if you've got creative ideas that we don't have yet, we want to fix that or update those things before our hourly rates go out, because as soon as our hourly rates are available, it's going to open up a bunch of doors. Also excited to talk about some of those doors that we are quickly approaching here as the fall and the fall event season kicks off. We've got a lot of really good, exciting news with that as well. I'm going to see if I can jump in. I wonder if I can see. This is my first time doing this without a guest, so I'm going to be stretching the limits on some of the things that I'm doing here. So hang with me as I do some exploring. We got about 3 minutes until everyone else, until we really start dropping the content. So text your driver friends, let them know, hey, we're the PAX podcast is live. They're about to start dropping important stuff, and you don't want to miss it. So jump on as fast as you can. Let me see here if I can go to my channel. Yeah, see. Also, if my mic's not working or if it's crackling or if there's audio issues, please drop that in there. The last podcast I did, the mic was messed up, but I won't know that unless you let me know. So please, if there's issues, let me know and I can get that fixed before we continue. Because this is a video we're going to want to save and reuse to help educate all of our new drivers that are going to be coming on. But also, if you missed it, we want to make sure that this is good content for you to review later on or pass around. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's live. We're live. You know, so we still got about 2 minutes. Let's see. I don't know why this was. Let's see. See if I can change this one. All right. I think we are ready to go. I know that I don't want to start dropping all the important stuff up front because in about 5 minutes we're gonna have people jumping in and saying that they missed something, or I know that always happens. I always give a shout out to Text Manny and let him know we're live because he jumps in around 15 minutes and goes, "What I miss?" Or he's on a drive doing something. So somebody text Cowboy Manny and let him know we're live. Let's see here. All right, all right, all right. All right, it's officially 11 o'clock. So if you're not watching at this point, because we got some really cool stuff happening, I don't want you to miss it. So I'll stagger some of the really awesome stuff towards a little bit towards the end here. I only have our agenda scheduled out to be about 45 minutes today. Maybe it'll go to an hour. I don't know. But I sent out an email yesterday letting you know, or earlier this week, letting you know what we were going to be going over in this agenda. So, in this podcast, on that agenda regarding the driver resource kit, the QR codes, the profiles, all that stuff. So we will hit all that stuff in turn as we go. If you have a question, Jamil, hello, thank you for dropping the hello in the comments. I'm gonna say hello, Jamil. So I am seeing your comments. As soon as you drop them, I will see them here. If you got a question or you say, "Hey, hold on, you're moving too fast. Can you repeat that?" Please drop those in the chat, and then I will make sure that I slow down, repeat something, or try my best to communicate it more accurately. But the chat is how you're gonna interact with this live podcast. We are going to be doing. There's a lot of information in them, so hopefully well, and you can always go back and watch this one. So we're gonna keep it on our channel. I'll edit it to make it a little bit easier. Luke, looks like Luke is watching. What's up, Luke? Thanks for joining us, jumping in. Okay, so first I'll start with talking about our brand. We've made some we're working with a PR marketing firm, and so we've been doing a lot of discussing on not only where we've come from, but how quickly we've developed and just created this team that is PAX, but also with all of the things that the doors are opening for our teams to be a team and to facilitate events and some other things that there's a lot of really good things coming through. So we've got to make sure that our messaging is clear from the get-go. We were from the very beginning, we were trying to communicate to the drivers how much we want to build a community, a team that works together, has a lot more a brand that they can become a team under that will help generate a lot more leads and rides, but also stay autonomous in the fact that you're building your own business. So not only are we giving you the right tools to be able to do that, and we're always developing more creativity. If you got a great idea, we've talked about that a lot here on this podcast. If you're a driver, you got a great idea, or you have a need, and you want us to help develop a tool to provide that to help you get more clients, man, we love those ideas. We put them into production right away. uh, uh, Everything from our QR code cards to the tapping NFC. I think they're NFC cards. Like all that stuff comes from your great ideas. So we're implementing those things, and I've got some other really good stuff packed here towards the end of the show that we're going to go through the resource center, which you may have already checked out, and you might have questions about that. Don't go check it out right now because I'm going to go through all of that here on this podcast, and so we're going to look at that together. But then we're also going to talk about how that's changing here in the next couple of weeks, because we've got some really cool announcements coming up with the new app updates, and how that all works together with saving your clients to be your clients, and make sure that you're reserving those rides that are you do the hard work to earn that client. How do you make sure that that client stays your client? Well, those are all things that have been in the works. How we smooth that out, how we work towards that, and how we keep that that moving forward in better processes, better policies, better procedures, so that one, you guys that are working hard to build your brand know that you're doing it in a safe way. That we are building exactly what we've promised to build, which is the best tool to help you build your business. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to talk a little bit about our brand. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna start moving on content. So if people aren't in, I hope they get here fast. So James, sounds like James is here watching too. James, welcome. Thanks for joining us, jumping in on the show. If you got questions, drop them in the chat, and I will communicate them so that everybody gets the same questions answered. Because if you have a question, chances are somebody else probably has a similar question. So we'll drop that in the chat, and it'll benefit everybody watching. Okay, so with that, our brand is the private driver service at the convenience, and I hate to say rideshare, but that's what everybody knows. Okay, like everybody that the clients that are getting in your car, they're driving rideshare, and so when you're passing them the card, a lot of times they're still equating their what they're relating you to is the rideshare industry, and our app is as versatile and as easy, and it makes it easy for them to jump on. But what you're exposing them to is a private driver business. And so a lot of times there's some sticker shock with that. Some of the feedback that we're getting from riders is like, hey, when I want to order a ride share, I don't expect a much larger price tag with that. And so what we're doing to help communicate our messaging going forward, as we roll out a lot of this new change in our as our platform expands, we've got some new expansion things that are happening, not only with how to communicate your brand to people, but also the how people are scheduling you on our app. It is the private driver experience, hourly rates and flat rates, and some of the things that you're going to see today are going to help you understand that as you communicate yourself, it's not in like kind with the ride that they're taking. Although your service, your car, and how you're telling that person, hey, I picked you up because of the app that you're using, but I'm a private driver that gives you an experience that you can always get this level, you can always get this class. And technically, if you're out there fishing for more clients, you can tell them, like, I picked you up in this ride share today, but you got lucky. This isn't and most of the people that get in your cars, they already know that. They get in your car and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is a different experience. How do I get this all the time?" Right now, they can't do that unless they're on PAX and they're using PAX, because that's how they can individually schedule you. Now, so as we move into this new communication and really how to translate our brand from getting a new user to understand it, because right now, if you say, hey, go order packs, most people don't even know what that is. We're jumping into the market and letting them know what PAX is, getting them to understand our brand, our mission, our how we're changing the ride share industry for good. Up till now, all of our messaging has been to help drivers understand what we're trying to do as a team and as a group. And it's very difficult because everybody's already pre-programmed to understand the rideshare market as it is right now. And there's another level of private driver services out there that a lot fewer people are out there ordering, but the prices are much higher. And so what we're bringing to this market is that private driver experience that's way more affordable, and that still holds the standards of a professional driver that wants to build a client book that is regular. When you want the safety and the peace of mind that a private driver brings you, you should be using PAX, because all of our drivers want to deliver that, want to provide that service, not the broken car or the dirty experience. And that when you're in a PAX car, it's the experience that they're purchasing. Well, it's hard for them to equate that with the market as is. So as we relate to that market that is rideshare, we're telling them, look, this is the ease that you've come to love about the ride share industry, that you can just dial up and expect a ride. Well, you can do the same thing if you're scheduling your rides. It takes a little bit of coordination on scheduling, but when you with that scheduling, you have all of the peace of mind, the great experience, and it's something that you can afford. It's in your wheelhouse. So something that if you value that, then purchase that in a way that every time you need a ride, I'd love to be your personal driver. And so you guys have been working with that with QR codes as you've been selling your business and telling people, hey, I want to be your private driver. Scan my QR code and it'll make easy for you to schedule me again. Now, though, that brings me to my first point. Okay, so as we develop, just a bookend here, uh, as we develop our brand, we are going to be giving you the communication pieces starting next week that will help you communicate. Even this, as I talk about it, probably seems a little confusing. We're going to give you the sound bites that make it very easy for you to communicate to everybody. So as we smooth it out, I will give you all of the material that has it smoothed out so that it's a 20-second elevator pitch that you can memorize that makes it easy for you to pitch what the idea of PAX, along with get you can schedule my business through PAX, right? So that's what we're ironing out. We're moving, and I'll show you as we go through this the entire podcast how we're going to roll that out, because really people, you should know who's picking you up. Like that is the problem that everybody experiences, is going, I can't control the environment when I just pick up a ride share. Well, what we're going to bring, what we've brought to the market, is that peace of mind, is that availability to schedule, that peace of mind, that relationship, that professional experience, that sometimes there's people that they don't want to be talked to when they're in their car. They go like, we're talking to people that are like, hey, I'd rather get a Waymo just because I know I can work. Well, our private drivers, they read the room. They understand how to make sure that when somebody wants to get in the car and just work and just take the ride, we'll do that. We also with the safety and peace of mind that you have an actual driver in the car that can make decisions, that can drive you around, that can react to the environment that you're in. All that peace of mind. That's we want to make that very easy for you to communicate. Okay. And so I'll show you those resources in a minute. But I know that there's a lot of concerns right now regarding the QR codes, because everyone's like, hey, when I scan that and it brings up my profile, they go to try and schedule me, but then they've got to get the app, and then it loses the fact that I'm the private driver that wants to build a client book here, and then it pushes them into the app, and all of a sudden they're browsing all the drivers, and it's hard for them to find me. That doesn't make it convenient. I feel like I'm losing my client. Also, if I'm trying to make it easy for my personal clients that I already have, they're already booking me or schedule me through text message or whatever. It's inconvenient, but at least I know that they're going to come to me for a ride. If I'm pushing them into a catalog of other drivers and it's hard for them to find me, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose that person as my client. I don't want to do that. I want to build my business, not dilute it, right? Now, here's how this developed, okay? We have been developing this thing, the PAX, in pieces, because we're building this plane as it's flying. So when we have good ideas and we go, hey, we need to help these drivers in this way, we need to develop it, make it available, test it, break it, fix it, make it feasible. Now, the problem with that, like the QR codes, first we had a generic, just go check out the drivers. Then we had a driver go, hey, I would love this to be specific to me. And we're like, great idea, let's implement it. Now, up until this week, or last week, but really we're rolling all these changes out next week, the first 2 weeks of July. So we'll be rolling it out in July, and then which means you can expect all the bugs and all the frustration and all the back and forth. And somebody better text Daniel and make sure that we get this thing covered, because this is broken, it's not working. And it's every time we do a new push, we rely on you guys to use it, break it, and we fix it in real time. By the next week, everything's moving smoothly. So thank you for your patience in that. But that's the process. That's how we build this plane as we're developing it. It also ensures the fact that we are building the right tool for the job, because if the tool's not working, we've got to edit it, fix it. And really, that happened with our hourly rates just this last couple of weeks, and we'll get there. But every time we roll out a new thing, coupon codes, all of these things that we roll out, QR codes, every time we roll it out, we find the shortcomings by you guys using it. Okay, so a lot of times I know that we're a garage band as we build this thing, and you guys are very much building this with us. So as we build it and we find mistakes, or we find hiccups, or things that we think are going to work, they don't work exactly the way that we think it's supposed to, we go back, retool it, change it, fix it, and we develop the actual tool that's working, that is the right tool for the job for you guys. So As we do all that, thank you for your patience in that. But also, we find things like the problem I just described. Hey, when I scan my QR code, I want to know that I just converted that person to my private rides. I want to know that if they want a private driver and I do the hard work of going out and selling my business, I don't want to expose them to 20 other businesses. I want to convert that guy to be my client. I fully understand that. Okay. So now here's the loophole that we get stuck in. We did not develop the back or the website to process rides. You couldn't order a ride online. All you could do is browse the drivers, and then it would push you to the app, because we spent all of our development dollars on developing the app, because that's where 99% of our our transactions were happening. Now, the problem with a new rider, okay, with somebody who does not have the app, if they have the app, this is easier to explain, so I'll start here. When they if they already have the rider app, and uh, one of our drivers, Marius, goes over there and goes, "Hey, you know what? I'd love to be your driver today. Uh, you order me, and I'll give you this red carpet experience." One of the things that he's been doing, and to drum up new clients. Okay, so then he goes, "Hey, you want the red carpet experience? Scan my QR code, and you can schedule me." If that person has the PAX Rider app, it will open their app with Marius as their driver, and then they could order it right online, no problem. The problem is 99% of the people that were going, "Hey, have you heard of PAX? Oh, you haven't heard of PAX? Well, let me tell you about PAX. Let me tell you, I'm a driver. Scan my QR code, makes it really easy." Well, they go scan the QR code, but they don't have the app. So it can't open up that driver profile. So the next best thing was to open it online, because everybody has a web browser on their phone. Now, and we can take you to that profile, that person's profile online. So let's say Mary's on that, he's talking to somebody, he converts him going, don't get in one of those broke down the rideshare cars. You don't even know if they're going to cancel on you or if they're going to show up. You should schedule with me, because I'm a professional driver, and I'm definitely going to be able to make sure that I'm there on time, that the ride is nice and clean, and you can expect all the qualities. And they're like, "Yep, I want to convert. I want to do that ride." So they scan the QR code, but they don't have the app because they're a new client. So it takes them to Mary's uh, driver profile, but we didn't have the checkout process online. So what they had to do was uh, oh wait, we got. I'm missing checks here. Hold on, let me finish my thought, and then I will read the chat here. Okay, so uh, if if the person tries to find Marius online, they look at his profile, they go great, and they go to schedule him. It would go, okay, but you don't have the app. You've got to go download the app. And now here's the hiccup. This is what everybody's been running into: is that when when they scan that, or when they go to download that app, we can't carry on the information. We can't carry that information over, because now they're in the app store. They got to go to get the app. They download the app. They log into the app, and now they're back to trying to find Marius. That's a big problem. So what we've tried to do, or what we've done now, you'll see is as I show through the driver portal and how to schedule online, we've put that download the app after you've confirmed the ride. Okay. So now they can do the whole checkout process online. So when you're telling people to scan the QR code, and this is coming as with our new release. Okay. So until now, you can still use your QR codes. You can still do everything that you're doing. Uh, and this is working for people like Maris, who's working really hard to get people in. And we'll look at his profile here in a minute to see he is converting rides. This strategy is working. Uh, okay, so before I get too far, let me go check the chat, make sure that I'm not missing anything here. Manny says when they scan my QR code, they get to download the app, and then they lose the option to choose me as the driver. Correct. We're talking about that right now. It's happened to myself and a few other drivers that have approached me. Yep, exactly. So we're talking about that specifically. Uh, then Luke says we need to stop make a circus on this platform. Some drivers are not following rules. Okay, we'll talk. Hold on, we'll jump on that in a second. Don't get sidetracked, guys. Don't let's stay focused. We can jump on that. Please expand what rules are being broken. We'll talk about we should stop representing ourselves at PAX like a circus. Okay, we'll jump on that in a minute. Hey Luke, hold on, don't go crazy. Let's stay focused here for a second. Uh, that it's not everyday form of our business. Okay, all right. So hold on, let me show you the process now. Okay, so I'll briefly I'll briefly review the problem that all you drivers are experiencing and the fix that we've already implemented that will be out with our new release. Okay, so when you scan the QR code, you lose that the ability for that rider to download the app and keep you as their preferred driver. So what we've done, because we didn't have a checkout process online, now we do. Okay, and it looks very similar to the checkout process in the app. But here's the thing: the app or the online process cannot track your ride. You can't, you like, that has to be done in the app. So the last step now is when you scan this QR code, it takes you to the driver profile. It even makes that driver your preferred driver. So you are converting that person. When they sign up, it'll say, hey, you got to sign up for an account. Okay, so they sign up for an account. You as their driver are automatically set as their preferred driver. That's huge in converting people to your playbook, because now every time they schedule a ride, they don't go looking for a ride. You're their preferred driver. It goes to you first. Also, this changes our our process in what happens. Let's say Marius gets a scheduled ride, okay, and he's sleeping at 2:30 in the morning. He's sleeping. What happens to that ride if he can't respond in the 2 or 3 hours because he's asleep the whole time? That person needs to know that they're going to be picked up from the airport in the morning. So how do we confirm that ride? Well, what we've done is, if it's a general, somebody comes to PAX and tries to schedule a ride and they shop for a driver, they select a driver, and that driver is asleep, it gets broadcast to the fleet. Then it's first come, first serve, because that wasn't a conversion. That was just somebody looking for a ride. But if you have converted somebody and you're their preferred driver, we want you to keep that client. So what we've done is we automatically accept that ride as an admin. Now, Danny gets an alert as soon as that happens. When he wakes up, because he could be sleeping too, he can see, hey, we accepted this ride, but I got to get with Marius to make sure that he can. I'm going to pass this ride back to him, so that when he wakes up and go, hey, did you want to take this ride? Marius is like, oh man, I missed that ride. Yeah, please pass it back to me. We can pass it back. Marius is the guy picking him up. Now, if Marius goes, I've got a conflict, well, then we go, great, let's pass this ride to somebody on your team. Now, this part hasn't been developed, but it will be developed as we roll out our teams. When you are on a team, when you if you can't accept a ride, okay, that ride is going to go to the admin for now. But when you are on a team, you're going to be able to select which one of your teammates your preferred backup driver should be. So you're really working as a team on, if I miss a ride, your teammates go, hey, did you miss that ride? Did you mean to miss that ride? I picked it up. I can send it back to you. Okay. You also know that, well, no, I've got a double booked. Thanks for picking that up for me. You guys are working as a team. But for right now, we're going to have to do it longhand because we just haven't had time to develop that yet. Let me get back to the chat, make sure that we're staying on target here. Let's see. Seeing and hearing, attending here on this stream. Awesome. Thank you, Manny, for jumping in. What's up, Derek? Thanks for jumping in. Uh, Manny, it's odd that names are talked to me from other, including drivers who are not even on PAX. I don't really understand that one, but I'm sure you're going to clarify. But I don't want to get sidetracked. So let's keep moving on this QR code, because I'm going to show you. The next topic we're going to talk about is the driver profiles. So you're going to see, again, I'm going to summarize. If you're just jumping in and wondering where we're at, we're talking about QR codes and making sure that you keep your clients. The clients that you convert, you want to keep them. Okay. So the fix that we've developed that's rolling out next week, we'll work through the bugs the first week of July. It's going to be working great second week of July. Okay. All of these new updates, the hourly rates, all the things I'm about to talk about are all rolling out as we talk about this. I can show you the driver profiles because we had to complete that before any of this other stuff on the app connecting with it, hourly rates, all that stuff was available. Okay, so I can show you the driver profiles and how much better they've become and how much more they communicate your brand and your business. Okay, so real quickly before I jump into that, I'm going to repeat what I just mentioned. Okay, so the fix here is that we no longer force that rider to go to the app because we have the functionality online. they cannot use their browser to do all the functionality of the app, tracking the ride, being picked up, the code to be picked up, all the insurance coverage that has to be tracked through the app. So when they can schedule a ride online, but the last thing that their confirmation, their hey, thank you for scheduling a ride. That email that comes through goes, if they're a new if they're a new rider, they don't have the app yet. So the last part we put in the process is going, now you need to go log into our app to track your ride. We don't even give them the confirmation code. So now when they go in to log into their account, their app has you as their preferred driver and has their scheduled ride already and their scheduled rides ready to show up, and they can navigate the app as a new user. So it solves that problem. Up until now, we did not have that functionality online. So we were bumping into this problem of how do we get them the app and then have them also go refine the driver that just converted them. It was very cumbersome. It was frustrating. That's why we went into solving this problem. Okay. So, well, in the team play talk. Now, I'm going to put that at the very, very end because that's still a little ways down in the development phase or in the fall. Okay, so when we get back into developing those things, I have some other questions that we're going to be working very closely with you drivers on the things that like the 5% referral fees and all those things that we've talked about. They're coming. Okay, and the events that are in the pipeline right now are like super exciting. The relationships that we've been working so hard on since February are now lining up. I can't wait to announce some of those things. Some of those things I can't announce yet, but the fall is lining up to be very, very, very exciting with some very, very awesome collaboration. So very excited about that. But let's jump into. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the importance of your driver profile. Okay, so before I do that, let me check the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay, it says I had one of my team sign up and he's had one ride, but it was taken away from him. So now he has not even bothered turning the app back on. The other members of my team drivers, in light of that, hey, let's talk about that. Discussions have been had and brought to me by affiliate drivers and other drivers I know in those that are asking me about favoritism and or favors. Okay, so let's hit this one head on. Okay, so I'm glad we're hitting this before we get into the driver profiles. There if it seems like there's favoritism, I promise you, in all transparency, I'll show. If you have that question, let's sit down. Not I'm obviously not going to do this on podcast and destroy this with everybody, but I have no problem showing you our entire list of books. I'll show you every ride that's come through and where it came from. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we haven't had hiccups. We've hit some bumps in the road and had to pivot. We've had to hey, how do we facilitate this? What do we do? We've made the best of a bad situation because there are things that we run into. Now, that being said, the way that our app is built right now is we have to make sure that we're not dropping rides. Okay, so if that ride doesn't get accepted by the person that it gets brought the request, if they don't respond in the 2 hours that's allotted to them, this hasn't happened most unless they've been sleeping. It's happened once or twice. That ride gets broadcast. Now there was a problem I just didn't catch until 2 weeks ago. And thank you, Siobhan, for helping me find it. When there's a list of like 100 different push notifications that we have to schedule for alerts for all these things. And so the map on when that happens, how that happens is pretty extensive. It's pretty overwhelming. But because when there's a ride alert, I posted it so that it goes, hey, you've got a ride, go please respond to it. So that was implemented every time a ride gets broadcast. What I didn't realize is that on the driver's side is if it was a broadcast ride, it's still telling you you have a ride, please go respond to it. I should have been, and it's an oversight that happened that, hey, I apologize, we don't get this all right, but I thank you for helping me find it. Okay. Now that no longer says you've got a ride, unless it's a specific request to you that says, let's say Manny. Okay. Since Manny is, hey, Manny, Daniel Sidler is trying to request a ride. Now, in the new this new release that's coming up, those push notifications are going to let you know which one of your personal contacts is trying to schedule with you. Now, if you don't respond to that, and we've already talked a little bit about what happens when if this is your private client, it's not going to get broadcast to the fleet anymore. It goes straight to our admin account. Okay, which means we have to make sure that when you wake up, and when our first reaction is to go, hey, this request came through, and I see every request. I get an email every time somebody gets a request. I get a ping on my phone, goes, hey, this person's requesting this to be picked up at this time. And if I don't see that confirmation, or if it gets missed or it gets broadcast, my first reaction is to go, hey, what happened? Did something go down? Like, we try to be on it. Okay, so now, if that gets moved out, which has happened for several reasons, and it has happened, okay? When that happens, our first reaction is to call that individual, hey, did you mean to miss this ride? We'd like to pass it back to you. Okay. That has been our standard operation. Okay. The confusion happens when the app is telling you, hey, you've got a scheduled ride, but you don't have a scheduled ride. It's a broadcast ride. And so now it's first come, first serve, the first person to get it. Well, their notifications telling them, we as PAX, the app, told you, hey, you have a ride. And then you go into your scheduled ride and you go, wait a minute, somebody just moved my ride. I wanted to respond to that. And I literally had no seconds at all to go to respond to that. That's ridiculous. I agree with you, but it was a broadcast ride, which means that it has to be the first come, first serve. And there's, depending on how strong your Wi-Fi is, whether you have bad service, it delays from one person to the next when they get that notification. So it's not favoritism. It's just the reality of where you're at with your app and how the app is functioning on your phone. All of those factors matter. So one of the solutions that we talked about a month ago was to make sure that when it is broadcast, it will be broadcast in 10-second increments to proximity. Okay. So based on how close you are to respond to that, so it will give you a lot more time to respond to those rights. It will also come with a different push notification that if it's a specific ride request to you, it's very individualized. It helps communicate, hey, Manny, Daniel's trying to get a ride with you, please respond to it. And you have ample time to respond to that, depending on how long that person needs to have a response from you. If they need to ride an hour and a half, you've got to respond to that pretty quickly so that they know how to shift their plans. If they're trying to schedule a ride tomorrow, you've got plenty of time to be able to respond to that. Now, so you could be napping and still respond to that and tell them, hey, I'm going to pick you up tomorrow. Okay. There's no rush on that. Now, if you should be sleeping for 6 hours and you miss that, it goes to the admin account. Our first response is going to be, hey, did you mean to miss that? Uh, or can I shuttle it to somebody else? Okay. So if that's your private client, if that's your preferred driver, then that will come back to you. That is now going to happen in the process with the QR codes. When you're scanning QR codes, you're going to be made their private driver on their profile when they set it up. Okay. So that's going to, when we talk about all of these other resources, that's going to alleviate a lot of stress, a lot of fear from people thinking we're playing favoritism. Here's the thing I'm going to say about favoritism. Okay. I also need to make this super clear. Our entire brand and everything, man, we are bleeding like crazy. Like, I've never worked so hard in my life to make this platform available to you drivers. And it's built on the brand of teamwork. Okay. So to play favoritism, it would undermine everything we're working so hard to accomplish. I promise you, there's no favoritism. Now, Danny is taking a lot of rides. And so when it looks like, well, Danny's getting all the rides, here's what I'll say about our private driver piece. Danny will drive clear across the state to make sure that somebody's picked up. It doesn't matter what ride is, he will pick it up. All of his clients know that if they schedule Danny, he's going to be there. Now, when I jump into profiles, you're going to see that the way that our profiles and our driver setup, because people are now going to be shopping for private drivers when they're looking at PAX and our brand and our marketing, all that stuff that's coming out, it's all going to be about selling your business and people browsing our drivers to hire a private driver. Okay. So Your profile is very, very important. Now, here's what's happening when people I've watched when I tell people about PAX, yeah, go schedule one of our drivers. It's just like when you shop on Amazon. Success breeds success. They're looking for people who have the most likes. They're looking for people who have taken the most rides. And so the ones that we're promoting on our website are those that are taking these rides. Okay, so let me share my screen, and we're going to look at the driver profiles. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Uh, let's see. Once it goes to the administrative queue, yes. So, Jamil, your question is, do you know which QR codes these are coming from? Yeah. So, what's going to happen is this QR code. Let's say Daniel's trying to schedule with Jamil. Okay, so I go to let's say I'm the driver, Jamil's the guy I'm trying to convert. I go to Jamil, hey, you know what? I'd love to be your private driver. And they go, I really like your ride, Daniel. Let's do it. I go, okay, great. Scan my QR code. Now that QR code takes them to the website, not to download the app. Now it goes, you're gonna have to set up an account. So Jamil sets up an account. But what we've been able to do is a deep link inside that QR code that when they sign up for that online, we don't jump them off to go get the app, nothing. It's all online that they're trying to schedule a ride. When they log in to do that, their account, it connects you as their preferred driver. Okay. So at any time, and when they're browsing drivers, and I'll show you how that works on the driver profile, they can always set you as their preferred driver. Okay. So when they try and schedule a ride, and if it goes to the admin account, we're going to see that they tried to schedule that a ride with Daniel. Jamil tried to schedule a ride with Daniel. Daniel was asleep, couldn't take that ride, goes to the admin. Okay. Admin, let's say that was done at 3:30, everybody's asleep. Okay. So we want that client to stay with Daniel. I want to keep that Jamil as my client. Well, when I wake up, the admin's also going to wake up and go, hey, you got a ride at 9 o'clock. Can you take that? And I'm going to be like, well, no, I can't take that because I already scheduled another client. Our admin's going to go, okay, great. We're going to give that to somebody else to make sure that person gets picked up. But it doesn't change them from being you are still their preferred driver because that's assigned to their account. You still save your client that way. This will get easier when we have team clients or when we have teams, which means the admin won't be in that process anymore because me as a preferred driver, if I miss it, it will go to the person I've already selected as the driver that I want to pick up my rides if should I not be able to get them. Same thing would happen if it goes to that next person. They've already selected who they want to have it. Okay. So all of those things are what we're coming in the team process in the fall. Okay. So let me jump into showing you the community or your driver profile. Okay. And what it looks like because now we have the availability to feature drivers. So if you're doing a podcast with us or if you've got a new feature that you want to promote about your business, or if there's something that we write an article or there's something that happens at an event that we want to highlight, all of these different reasons that if you convert Luke converted 4 drivers or 4 rides in one day, those are things that we want to feature and talk about. Okay. So let me show you what that looks like. And I hope that this screen share works good. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Okay. So now you're seeing what I see. Let's go into our app community here. All right. So check this out. You can see at the top, we have our featured drivers, and they can always close this or expand this. But these 3 drivers, we can change as often as we want to. We plan to change them every month. So right now, you can see that we've got Jamil on here, we've got Siobhan on here, and we've got Frank on here. All of these guys you can see that they've been converting rides as best they can, as fast as they can. And good job. I love featuring you for whatever for whatever reason we want to feature you here. We'll put you up here and do a big promotion on. Hey, guess this is this month's feature drivers. It also gives you a placeholder when somebody comes to PAX to find a driver. You're right at the top. We will filter these out, and it's a great way to promote new drivers too. If there's a new driver that comes online, we can help by boosting their exposure by putting them on the featured drivers list. Very cool. Next, all of our drivers now auto sort to the best and the most experienced. Okay, so when we say best, I mean elite. So when it goes to the elite fleet, when you're in, it's the you're all in the elite category, and then it goes to the most experienced. So you can see Jamil's taken 35 rides, Mary's has converted 33, and Siobhan's got 17. And as you go down, you'll see those numbers get smaller. Okay, so all the way through, you'll see those drivers and their profiles look really sharp, really clean, but it also improves your opportunity and exposure to people looking for rides, but by the amount and how hard you're working to convert rides, right? Okay. Same thing is true when they change their class to be the pro. We have pro the comfort feature where we have a lot of drivers that are driving on the pro class. Now, so as you're you're still at the top of the list, but based on how many rides you've been taking. Okay, how many rides you're converting and how many people you're creating rides from. Okay, so now here's a shotgun look at drivers, your premium profile photo, and your driver profile, which is why it's super important when you think about what you're putting on your profile. When you edit it in your app, it automatically updates on on the website. Okay, so everything that you're about to see here, when you edit it on your profile in the app, it auto updates online. Very important to understand that, because when you look at, let's go and look at Jim's profile. If I'm looking for a driver to hire, he looks really clean. He's got a couple of shots of his car here, so I can look at those. I know exactly what's picking me up before it gets here. I also have an introduction to who Jamil is, how long he's been driving. If you don't have a really clean bio, we can help you put that together. Well, that's what Danny and Jamil, they Siobhan and Marius are all great contacts to go, hey, I want to update my profile. Let's do it. Well, now they also, you can schedule a ride online. Okay. So I have to log in before I do that. Once I log in, I'd be able to do the whole process. I'm not going to log in, but that's how we get that person to convert. They can't schedule a ride until they create an account. When they create an account, and if you do it with the QR code, this person would already be in that new account. Okay. And then when I go to log into that account with my app, I'm already set with my preferred driver and the ride that I already scheduled. Okay, you see how that works? Now over here on this QR code, this looks very similar to what you're going to be seeing online on the mobile app. So if somebody does this mobile and not desktop, it looks very similar to what the app will display. Okay, so this is how somebody makes you their preferred driver, just by hearting you. They also can forward their private driver to their friends by clicking these easy links. Also, they can scan your QR code and get you that way too. Some of those functionalities are still there. Now, with the new release, we have, this isn't available yet, it will be available in the new release. Your Every time somebody thumbs up your ride, they, hey, do you want to review this driver? So you're going to be collecting reviews on your profile. You also have the opportunity, if you do a podcast with PAX, or you do a really creative video like the 360 videos that Danny's been doing, you can connect those YouTube videos to be in your more about me section. So if you have a 1 minute promotion that you want to, something that you're doing with your business and you want to tell people about it, tell them about it here, and then it shows up as a video. And let me show you one of the other drivers here. Marius has uh, really gone after this on his profile, and check out some of what he looks like. Okay, so he has, look at how many photos he's got here, and they're all promoting the different pieces. Like, you get a really good feeling about what he provides in his business. Not only that, but this is an experienced driver that has a lot of experience on the road. So he's using emojis, things that just make his profile look really fun. So if you're looking for a fun driver, this is like, he looks sharp, looks clean, he's easy to find, he can schedule. And then we're also going to be connecting your Instagram. If you have an Instagram for your business, you can attach it here and it will autofill. So anything you're posting online will auto update on your profile. So these are all things to help promote your business, who you are, what you love to do as a driver. You're just using PAX to give exposure to that. everything we're doing at this point is to make sure that the hard work that you're doing in getting people exposure to your business and your service, we want to make sure that you're capturing that and keeping those clients. Absolutely. Okay. So let me see if we got anything else in the chat here. Looks like we're doing good. So let me keep moving. Okay. Are there any questions about profiles? Because not just also, I'm going to backtrack here. Let me go back to the screen. Also in here, you're going to be able to display your hourly rates. Okay. So your hourly rates here are, you get to set the price on that. So this opens up a lot of opportunity to negotiate with your clients and going, hey, instead of just scheduling me for a ride to A to B, just schedule me for an hour and we can make as many stops as you want. That hour auto updates that they're, as long as they're in their car, we charge them in half-hour increments, which is very good for if you want to take a client out for a day. You can go up to the wine country now. You can go down to Tucson for a U of A game. You can go straight up to Vegas if you want to. Okay. So they can schedule you in half-hour segments as long as they want to do that. And we've also made it very easy. I don't think I'm going to do the sneak peek for that. I didn't plan on it, but I might do that if enough people want to jump on the chat and say they want to see it. I'll I'll give you a sneak peek on the design file on that, because that's coming out here in a couple of weeks, where you're going to be able to jump from stop to stop. They can you can drive up to just go to Sedona, and then they can tell you we want to go here, here, and here, and you can drive the whole time all in navigation. And you can enter, if they go, hey, we want to go to this one place, you can enter it on your side of the app, and you're in a lot, you're hired for that many hours, and at the end of the day, that comes through, and those it comes through just like the same process in payment, but each of those hourly rates automatically includes a 20% gratuity. Also very cool. Okay, so those are all updates that are happening. We're going to be pushing those live the first week of July. We're going to have hiccups, bumps, and bruises, and then I'll tell everybody, hey, this has gotten a lot better. The second week of July, you can start booking clients for hourly rates, which is I believe going to change the game in terms of clientele, but also in opportunity, because we have now we can run several cars to facilitate weddings. So like there's a lot of really cool stuff coming. So I don't want to get sidetracked. Let's get back on track with how do we promote this business, this person that's working really hard. How do we make sure that this person is building their business on the PAX platform? Well, hopefully I did a good enough job explaining how 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 we intend to reserve that client as yours. If you do the hard work in earning that client, you should keep that client, right? So we're working very hard to make that possible. Let me, Manny drop something. Let me see. It says, allow me to clear the air on a post made by me. I'm only repeating what is being told to me by other PAX drivers from mouth to my ear. Great. Or other drivers who showed interest in either driving for PAX or to learn more about PAX. But the inquiries as of in the last 2 months have been mixed. Okay, great. So just we are without a doubt building this plane as we fly it. So some of the things that we've bumped into, I commend you drivers for helping us do that. One thing I want to point out is how aggressive uh, drivers are at doing this. Marius joined us 6 weeks ago, and he is right now our number 2 top earner, because he is, and I don't mean earner in terms of money. I mean earner in terms of exposure. The guy is going out to hotels and talking about how how they can use PAX and they should schedule with him. He's going out to restaurants and going, hey, if you like the way that I'm dressed, you like my ride, we want to be your premier driver service, schedule with me. And it shows he is converting these riders. He's already at 35 or 32, 35. We can check out his profile. So when he, and Luke, you did the same thing. Luke, I don't we did a podcast. Luke and I did a podcast specifically talking about how he used his QR code and had the guy schedule rides while he was still en route to drop him off. He converted, I think, 3 or 4, I forget. Luke, you can clarify for me. In one ride, he was able to convert 4 different rides, or 4 different people to rides in one day by using this. So there is a lot of opportunity and benefit to doing this. It did have a little bit of hiccup because our app and our website, because we were still developing those pieces, were struggling and functioning to catch up to that really great idea. Now we're catching up to it. it still doesn't change the fact that our priority is for you to grow your business. That is our heart. That's what we want to do. And if it ever looks like that's not true, please bring it to my attention, because we've got to make the fixes so that you guys understand everything we're trying to do is make that a reality. So to work uh in any other direction would kill this before we even got started. It's not even like it just doesn't make sense. So our whole goal is to equip you, empower you, support you, serve you in what your needs are, and help you as best we can to make sure that you have 150 private clients that you're taking all the time. Because as you're successful, our team's going to be successful. As our team's successful, we literally are going to change everything. It's going to be a better world for drivers. It's a better world for the people that want to rely on reliable private driver rides, and it's going to be better for the communities that all of us are in. This is a local thing. Better for you means better for all of us. To try and rob you of that would only, it's choking it out before we get started. It's ludicrous. That is a ridiculous notion. Like, our heart and the people that are involved bleeding for this to happen, like, you guys, I've never seen a team of people work so hard, so passionately to make that a reality. So to jeopardize that is nonsense. Okay, all of us are working hard to make sure that this is the best environment. And if we got a shortcoming, it's because we're brand stinking new. We've been on the ground since February. We have press coming out in a month. We have a big marketing push that's coming out, and we want to be able to tell people, look, go browse our drivers. Look at their profession. Look at how professional they are. Go look at the website. You should know who's picking you up. You should know when you schedule a ride who that person is, that they're a professional, that they're safe, that you don't have to worry about things because you paid for it. That service is going to take care of you. Everyone on the PAX platform, we believe, has that mentality. It's one of the reasons we make sure that the vetting process is going. It's not every driver. PAX isn't for every driver, but there are drivers that want to work as a team, and we're working towards developing that team as best we can, which will take me to my next driver resource center, where we're look at some of the materials. And as we roll this out, I have to, even with some of the things that we confirmed with the dev team this morning on that QR code process, making sure that it's exactly what we want it to be, I realized I have to change some of our print materials. So what I'm going to walk you through right now is going to be in a week, 2 weeks, we're going to have an opportunity for you to use all of these things and to help promote your business. Okay. Uh, Derek says, I need cards with my personal QR code and probably a profile update. Hold the phone, Derek. Hold the phone, because what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. But also, as we update the profile online, so that it has that ability, it's no longer pushing people to the app. It's keeping people in line, but also carries that deep link of attaching you as their automatically assigned preferred driver. It's going to require all of us to have new QR codes. So we're going away with the old, bringing in the new. So in July, when those all come out, I'm going to do another podcast. I'm going to say, hey, all that stuff is live. You're going to know because your app's going to update. People are now going to be doing hourly rates. We need another specific the podcast that talks about the hourly rates, because I'm telling you, this is like a whole new app. Like, there's a whole separate opportunity for people. Like, this update is massive. So we did get it out last month, but as soon as I started playing with it, I realized this is going to open up a lot of doors where drivers aren't going to just want to be hired for an hour. They're going to want to build their business on this platform, because this opens up. And when we talk about this, you're going to see what I mean. But this literally is going to change the game. This is going to change everything. Now, and here's a little taste, okay, just on some of the things. When we and I shouldn't open this up. So if you're watching, you're getting an exclusive piece here. If a wedding books with PAX as their driver service, they can schedule several cars for their wedding weekend. Okay. Now that driver can be a private driver for that wedding for the weekend. So now, anytime one of their groomsmen or somebody, that they can have them on call because they've been hired for a certain amount of hours out of that day. There's so many opportunities that we can work together as a team, and we make it available to people to not just go up to the wine country. That is one application, but the fact that we can hire individual private drivers on their own business platform for hours at a time, and they can collaborate as a team. This has not been done. This is something that it could change everything. Okay, so with that, we wanted to make sure that it had the functionality to be able to add additional stops, to be able to add all of the with the ease of somebody in the backseat going, "Hey, I need to go pick up my brother." Well, okay, drop it in there, and we'll make sure it's covered in insurance. Or like that same peace of mind of a private driver. We've got to we have to be able to do it accurately so that we still have the peace of mind with our insurance and all the other things that you guys don't need to worry about. You just need to worry about that driver in your car having that safe experience. So as that comes out, we're gonna have another. If that one's gonna take an instructional that goes, "Hey, you have hourly rates now, but there's what that means." There's a lot of things you got to pay attention to in when that person gets actually dropped off, or if they're just at a stop. So there's a lot of stuff we'll cover in that. But with that, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do new QR codes for every single driver because the ones that you have now still have that the deep link in there. It does not push them into the profile checkout process. It has the same a problem of going, hey, if you don't have the app, we're going to open the app for you, and we lose that. We don't want that. We're moving forward. It worked for now until we need something better, and now we've implemented it. So in the next week, as we roll all this massive rollout comes out, all of these other resources are going to make a whole lot more sense. So let me share that with you. Okay, so answered Derek's question. If you got anything else, anybody else want to drop something before I share my screen? I think we're good. Let's share, and we're going to talk about driver resources. Okay, so our driver resource center is now available on our website. You can go there and look through this all right now. But this is your business. We're here to help you grow it. That's if that's working, PAX is working. If we're breaking that down, then PAX doesn't exist. So everything we do here is to equip you to build your business. If it doesn't seem like that, or if it seems like we're doing something counterintuitive to that, then let us know and we will make the fixes we need to make this reality happen. Okay, that's our whole commitment, has been since the beginning. This is what we want to do, is empower you, support you, serve you so that you can serve your clients the best you can. So in our driver resource center, the first thing we have is a leader roadmap. We just published this in the last month because as we develop teams, there's greater responsibility for team leads, team organization, and with that comes greater incentives. So if you're playing at a higher level in PAX in terms of being a team lead, then there's greater opportunity for incentives here. So how do you get those, and what's required of you to get there? As we build our team in the fall, those that know how to level up are the ones that are going to find themselves succeeding. Okay, so we've published this roadmap that gives you a guide on how to move forward quickly. It's not extensive. It's bullet points for each level. It's like a 4-page pamphlet. You could read through it in probably 30 minutes. It also is saturated with our brand, how we're going to be a team that watches out for each other, works with one another, and helps to promote one another. The idea of everybody being their own business owner sets a lot of difficulties in cohesively building a team that understands the team mentality. Okay, so as we develop that and we roll that out, what we're going to be doing is investing in the team that really wants to be on a team, because not everybody wants to be on a team. That's okay. You can still drive for PAX. If we have 500 PAX drivers, I'm going to be overwhelmed and happy. But really, we're going to have an elite team of 100 drivers that not only are we always investing in, but those are the ones that we're taking to our events and making sure that they're work because they have the mentality on working together. Now, as we build our teams, different teams have different flavors, and we've talked about this in the podcast several times over the last month or so. But one private driver is not like the other private driver, and depending on who I am as a client, I will choose. Like if I'm an executive and I want to get work done in the car and I want to know that I'm getting from A to B safe, I'm probably going to choose Luke. Luke is super professional. He's always showing up in his suit. He's got a podcast that talks about how he washes his car 4 times a day. That guy is uber professional. I'm probably going to schedule Luke because for so many reasons, right? But if I'm a bachelorette and I got six girls that I want to take out for a night out, and I want to be treated like a princess. And I don't know that I want the executive experience. I want my driver to show me around and tell me the cool things about the city, and make it a thing, and take photos of me getting in the car with a red carpet. I'm going to choose Marius because Marius provides that level of service in what he does. And quite frankly, every time he takes a bachelorette party, he's saying, tell your friends, or when it's your turn to be a bachelorette, or when you're going to a bachelor party, why don't you schedule with me? That his business is spreading in that market. Okay. So people that are online, they're not necessarily looking for the executive piece. They're looking for the Marius piece. So people who want to participate in that, and if we have a big event where we need 4 cars, 5 cars of people taking out a bunch of uh, uh, bachelorette going out to mimosas, then we're not going to schedule Luke and his friends. We're going to say, hey, or Luke's team, we're going to schedule Marius. This is your niche, man. Go crush it. And way to go. But then there's going to be an executive who has 5 people flying their out of state people into Phoenix. They don't want Ubers picking them up. They don't want a ride share picking them up. They want to know that. And I've had this conversation multiple times. Like I can't even count. And I can say this: Huntington University, I'm an adjunct professor there. The dean of the school literally had a conversation with me, going, every time we fly in our board of 24 people, they always land at the airport, and I'm always super concerned about how they're going to get from the airport to get to the hotel that we've reserved for them. I can never control it. All I can do is just go, hey, use rideshare and we'll reimburse you, and I hope it's not a terrible experience. These are all guys that are flying in. They're being flown. They're elite executives. Okay, for this, they should be treated like that. And so when she found out, hey, wait a minute, you're telling me that I can book elite. I'm like, yes, you can book elite drivers that are professional, that show up and put luggage in the car. And if you're on the phone, they don't bother you. Like, they read the room professionally. We have drivers like that. She's like, oh my gosh, that solves so many of my problems. Well, to get on those teams and to get that higher level of food that's coming in, got to know how to operate the team. You've got to know how to be there early, how to stage, and you got to want to be able to do that. Not everybody wants that. Some people are like, no, I just want to build my business, build my clients. I don't need all that teamwork stuff. I just want I want to get more for every fare that I take. Well, that's also PAX. You can drive on that. But when we're doing a big party push and we've got something rolling out, we're going to take the people who are working on the team. That's oop, sorry, hopefully that didn't crack the mic. But the point is, if there is that team, there are people who want to be on that team. How to get there? Read the driver roadmap. It's a great start. We'll talk a lot more about that as we get into the team development. Other than that, look at all these resources. Now you can download this for free. Okay, you can download this card as soon as your new QR code comes out. You can drop it here. You can put your profile photo on it, and I even provide the links on where to go, what to select, and then you upload your graphic. You can upload your graphic at different times, so you can upload the PAX graphic and then your personal profile, and put that on there, and then order as many as you want. They show up at your door. It's very easy. It's very cost effective. You can get, let's just look. You can get, let's see. Yeah, you can get 1,000 of them for $72, $75. You can get them shipped to your door for 1,000. Now you can get 100 for $25 or $30. It's like super easy. So with that, I've provided the links on how to do this. You can easily download these graphics, save them on your desktop. You can even do this from your phone. I have not tried to do it from my phone, but I know that people have done it from their phone. But when you download this, you upload it to those links, and you can print it out straight to your door. We also have, I did a podcast with Larry about mailers. Now we've got a mailer that you can download, send it wherever you want as soon as you customize it. We have door hangers for Airbnbs. We have placards for tabletops that have a cool message that's like, hey, whenever you need a car to go, you shouldn't be treated like cargo. You're looking for that private driver experience. You should book with me. I'd love to be your pro driver. Now you put your photo, your QR code, and you're retaining those clients. Now, what's nice is if you get in with a Airbnb, don't just talk to the person staying there. Say, hey, who owns your Airbnb? I'd love to give them this. Now they know that if they partner with PAX, they can get paid to put people in your car. we're starting a program called the PAX Agent account, where when a Airbnb or when a hotel, when they sign up to be a PAX agent, which is the next thing here, this is an informational. You can, when you, to help, like Marius is going into all these hotels, Jamil's going into these hotels to stop and talk about the PAX brand. He's also talking about his brand. And what he's saying is, look at me. This is how I dress. I bring a professional level of driver service to everybody I pick up. I'd love for you to schedule with me. And here, let's well, I'd love to pay you to do that. We give people 5%. This is set up to give people 5% of the ride. So when you're talking to hotels, when you're talking to uh, uh, venues, when you're talking to people, go, hey, PAX an agent program that you get paid to put people in our cars. By the way, if you use this, you can scan this QR code anytime, and I'll be here to pick up those riders. You're going to be converting those people to be lifelong passengers, or every time they're in Phoenix, if it's in a hotel, you're creating your preferred driver list. So up until now, the preferred driver function wasn't even a thing until we ran into this going, hey, we need to help drivers build their own playbook. That's a result of this. Now, I realize a lot of people are like, well, I don't know how to do that. I can't, I literally can't do that. I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy. Can't I just buy it? Yes, you can. You can buy the package where even this and every resource that we going forward, we're going to add. If you have a good idea that you want added to this resource, if you have something that you're like, hey, you know what, I go into these places all the time, I would love to be able to promote my business, can you provide something for that? The answer is yes. We will develop it, we will put it on here, and then anybody who wants to download it and customize it in the same vein of market, then they can, you're, by helping you, we're helping all the drivers. Okay, but by putting your QR code on it, everybody that scans it is going to be your client. That that's the era we're moving into, and they can book you for hourly rates. So in the next couple of weeks, the horizon is great. You can buy this. I will customize every piece with your photo and your QR code. Okay, I will do this for you, but there's a lot of pieces in here, so it takes time to develop, to send that out to you, to every time export it. It takes time, and we have 100 drivers. When we have 500, that's going to take a lot of time. So we've put a price tag on it because this is a valuable asset. This is a promotional package for your business, and how to make it easy for them to become one of your clients. So we've put, although we've made it available for you for free, you can do this whenever you want to. If you don't want to do that, you can ask me to do it. I will do it for you, as long as we can pay for the time that it takes to do it. Okay. Along with that, we have social media assets. One of the things we see is a lot of people want to promote their business on social media. We applaud that. We support that. We love that. The problem is, if you're expanding the PAX brand without PAX branding, you're actually uh, diluting our brand. So we want to give you the tool that goes, don't talk about PAX, talk about your business. Talk about this. My name is Jamil. The name of my business is XYZ, and you can book me on PAX. My business is on PAX. You can book me on PAX. So we've given you the bumpers that always be promoting your business, always be promoting your business, always be promoting your business, and then close it with, the way that you can get my business very easily is by using the ease of the app PAX. You can book me in that way. So all of your social media, you can download this video, add it to the end, use CapCut. It's a free app. Any video you make, add this video to the end, and now it looks like that cohesive PAX brand that goes, hey, book me on PAX. You can talk about whatever you want to on about your business, and then book me on PAX. In a week, your profile is now going to promote your Instagram. So anything that you're putting on Instagram will show up in that feed. So that will help promote your business as we go. So this is a gift. Don't download that. This down here is the video. If you can see, you can download it from here. Let me move this. I can't move that. Anyway, let me roll up there. You can download it from there. Okay. And then lastly, courses. There's another thing, especially as a business owner, that's very important, is that you've got to stay learning. You've got to be continually getting better at your craft. And we aren't the ones telling you. This is a community effort. This is something that we want you as a professional to help us tell other professionals. So if you've got a great way to crack open the coconut, help us train other drivers to know how to do that so that everybody can eat better. Okay. So here's Jamie she's got a great extensive background in self promotion and marketing. So she's agreed to do a master class, which we put a 3-part mini series on there to talk about the topics that we're going to talk about that will help you think about how to set up your business in your brand, how to make sure that your systems are set up so because you can't quantify or you can't manage what you can't quantify, and setting up your systems is where are you successful, where aren't you successful. So this is going to be a roundtable where all the drivers are going to be able to pitch in and talk about this, but we're promoting it here because we want you to know that as as you as we develop these great ideas in this community, we want you to be a part of it, we want you to benefit from it, we want you to be that environment. Okay. Also, if you're bilingual, we know that that's a huge hurdle. So we put together a 5-minute short course that goes, hey, we're going to train you to do a welcome when somebody gets in your car. It's 5 seconds long. Well, we have a thank you that you can tell somebody while you're driving, even though you don't know English. Says, we train you in 7 seconds to say, hey, I don't speak English very good, but I'd love to say thank you for choosing my service. And then finally, a closer. You want to close that client, and you can. So in 9 seconds, you say, hey, thank you for riding with me today. Hope you appreciate your ride. Book me again by using my QR code. All things that we are working to help you uh, get people to rebook you, grow your business. Okay. So that's all available in our driver resource center. Okay. And that's going to expand as your good ideas, as we get them. I'm going to employ them and put them online. We'll talk about them on the podcast and keep moving forward with that. So if you've got a good idea, please share them with us. I'll put them on there, and then you can download them for free and utilize and access them to help continue growing your business. And then those are all tools that are available to you. So if you have a great idea, please don't hesitate to send me an email. You can do that at, let me put it on the board here. Uh, show contact at paxapp.io. You can always send ideas to me at that email address. I will get them immediately. Most of these really good ideas I've been able to turn around within 24 hours. I am extremely busy, so I can't commit to that. But I'm working really hard to make sure that we have timely responses with that. If you got a great idea, I want you to be able to use it. So please let us know. Another one I want to promote is this PAX 20. It's something that you can tell your brand new passengers that they can save 20% on their first ride when they use PAX 20. That's a promotion code that is still live, so it will help you with converting people for the first time. So with that, that's pretty much all the information I have here. Let me go through the chat, see if we've let's see what we got here. Let's see if we got anybody. Oh, we got some other things. So Manny says, my entire business is built, and this is Manny. Manny dropped in the chat. Let me read it. It says, my entire, let's see, wait, did I miss anything? Yep. So, Derek, in a week, I'll make sure to let you know when we're going away with the old and bringing in the new. That'll be when you want to go get your new QR code and print all your new promotional stuff. Don't print your promotional stuff yet, because as that changes, I don't want it to be wrong when it shows up. Okay. So, presidential is a luxury line. That's from Jamil. The luxury line of when people want to order a presidential, it's the luxury line of 4 or 5 cars all showing at the same time, delivering executives, all that stuff. Okay, so that's what he wanted to highlight in our team efforts. Manny jumped in and said, my entire business is built on the foundation of executive level clients, and only that. I have run around town, game, concerts, dinners, lunches, clients as well. But I have a focus on executive ride service. And then he says, Daniel, I have a question for you. When will PAX be able to have the airport pickup become available for them to use? Great question. He has clients that he believes are that I think this is he has clients that are regular every week, travel to and from. And if he moves his clients to PAX, how will that work if he drops his commercial insurance and personal ground transportation? Okay, great question. Okay, so the airport. Okay, we are working. We have a meeting set with them on Monday. Okay, so we are meeting as a PAX team. If you are placarded to pick up and drop off at the airport, you need to be there. I know some people are on vacation, but it would be awesome if you are in there. We have a great relationship with the airport right now. I want to keep that running and going. They are working with us because we are an anomaly. Okay, we are the only we are literally the only service that has the availability to uh, hire private drivers. You can pre-schedule them, but you also can ping them. Now, we don't have a whole lot of, just because of our marketing, where we're going and what we're trying to communicate, we don't expect to have a ton of ping rights, because everything we're built on is getting people access to your business. We don't want to randomize that with just random pings. We do understand that that is part of the market that we're breaking into. It's a service that has to be available. When we have 500 cars on the road, we will be able to facilitate that a lot more easily. It's very difficult to facilitate that now, because when somebody's in Scottsdale and they're looking for a ride, we only have 60 drivers. If they're waiting for 10 minutes for somebody to come pick them up, they'll just use a different service. So as we get our bread and butter are those private clients that want private drivers. That's where the majority of our effort and our business model is set. We have the ping ride ability, but it's not a huge priority just yet. Now, and when we grow and scale, it's there. It's something that we will get into, but our major priority is making sure that drivers know their client book is growing. Right. So that's got to be where our development dollars are, our effort is, our marketing is. That's what we're trying to communicate. So when somebody shows up to and from the airport, if you are placarded, you can have them, they schedule their flight, they can schedule you as their driver. But to be their driver, you have to be on PAX's approval. You have to be placarded and approved through the process. Okay. Now we have a really clean process going right now, where Jamil is going to walk you through and sign your paperwork at the airport, making sure that when your car is placarded and you're available to do that. We've got to pay for each one of those rides that you pick up and drop off. We pay those fees, okay, and your clients pay those fees. We collect them at order. When somebody's going to and from the airport, we go, hey, are you cool with paying the airport pickup drop off fee? They It comes through, we pay it. You don't have to worry about that. Also, with private driver insurance, if you're taking cash rides to the airport and you're not covered, it's a huge liability. It is a massive liability. It can put you out of business. That's why we are working on our even through hourly rates. We've covered all of our actions with our insurance. When you have somebody in the car, and we'll go through the hourly rates and why this is important when you move from period 1 to period 2 to period 3, and why that's important to understand as a private driver when somebody's getting in and out of your car, when you're stopped at a place, or when you're driving to a place. When somebody can add in a new driver stop, and who can do it. If you're stopped, you can do that. But you shouldn't touch your phone when you're driving. Your passenger should be doing that. And we'll go through all of that as we do it. But to answer the question specifically, when will PAX be able to pick up to have the airport pickup become available for them to use? It's available right now if you qualify. Okay, you have to go through our qualification process. You've already done a background check to drive on PAX. We've got to have that on file. You have to have all of your stuff current. You can't have any expired anything. Okay, so all of those things you have to already have to be on PAX. You also have some clarification on your ride that makes you available to be the 19-point inspection that you got to go down to the airport. I'm going to direct you to Jamil and Danny to make sure that process. If you want to pick up drop off at the airport, you have to stick to the process of going to the people who are guiding our process to help you get that done. If you want to do that, send an email to contact@paxapp.io. I'll put that back up. Let's see. There we go. Send an email to contact@paxapp.io. Our team will connect with you, make sure if your vehicle qualifies, they'll get with you. They'll go down and make sure that you have everything that you need to be able to do that. And then the other part of that question was, so it is available right now. You can Are prearranged. We're already approved. We're already paying the airport for pickup drop off. Okay, we're already doing that. We have a great relationship with them, and they're working really hard with their lawyers to make sure that right now the standard answer for you have to classify as a prearranged or you have to classify as a TNC. We are the only ones that's been able to show not only our app and functionality, but our availability, our ability to modify our app to their specifications. They said, "Hey, you're at risk of being prearranged, or because you have the ability for pings." And I was like, "Give me a day." In 2 days, we responded, got it back, and got it changed so that they could go into our app and see that we only allow prearranged pickup drop off at the airport right now. All we have to do is turn on a switch, and then the TNC will be available when we get that approval. Now they're working. We don't have a hard confirmation that that's going to happen, but we are working to make sure that that is available to the PAX drivers. Now, again, those ping rides, they're random. Okay. So anytime that somebody gets in your car, if that does happen, or if you pick up a ping, which is available, like in Scottsdale, that can happen. And we've picked up several ping rides. That has been operating effectively. If that happens, that's a random person. All they know is rideshare. So take the opportunity if you have the window and the opportunity presents itself. Always make a good impression when you open the door, or if it allows, if there's luggage, put it in there. Yes sir, no sir, yeah, please and thank you. Manners go a long way. But then also, hey, at the end of the ride, thank you for booking with me. Thank you. And I'd love to be your driver again. That's when you can show the seat cover or the headrest sign, your QR code. That's an opportunity to go, if you enjoyed this, which every person that's taken a PAX, their response is, oh my gosh, it's literally, I could show you a, let me, I could, I'm going to just, I'm going to brag on our people real fast. Hang on. I'm going to pull it up on my phone here. This is a response that I got from somebody that took a ride this last week. Let's see here. I would have gone to my uh, PAX app email. Okay, so let's go down here. Where are you? Hang with me. Hang with me. I know. I know. I know. Hang on. Let me just find it. I'm going to search. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so check this out. This is from one of our newer contacts. Very, very excited for opportunities that are happening here. So I won't reveal who said this, this is the responses. Thank you again for taking the time to chat with me and the team to learn more about PAX. I was able to use PAX last Monday, and it was the best car service experience I have ever had. I am beyond impressed and have already shared my experience with the general manager and two of the other planning companies that I work with. So the impression that people have when they get in a PAX is the private driver experience. Okay. And so when they are floored with that. So when you're picking up clients, they are impressed with who you are, your presentation, and what you're doing. The hard work that Luke's doing on cleaning his car 4 times a day, that's paying off. That is making an impact. Up until this point, they don't have the ease of use until PAX has come around to make your service available to them. That's what we're working towards. That's what we're and so keep it up. When somebody gets in your car, let them know, I'd love to be your driver next time. And it's easy to schedule me in the PAX app. Okay. So to answer the question, can you do the airport? Yes, if you qualify. How do you qualify? Send us an email at contact@paxapp.io, and we'll get that conversation started. Our team will meet you down at the airport to get you all signed off if you're good to go. You have all the pieces in place, and then you can start picking up and dropping off at the airport. Now, if you already have a placard and you're already done, if you've already gone through that process, please make sure you check your emails or text Jamil or Danny to get all the specifics you need about meeting us at the airport on Monday, because we are meeting with their team to go over some of their requirements, but then also we're going to reiterate a lot of things that we're talking about today. Okay, and how we can continue to get this information out to all of our drivers, letting them know that as we continue to build our team and we solidify our team in the fall, there's a lot of really beautiful things coming, but it's going to take all of us to get there. So hang in there. Okay, Frank. Hey, Frank, thanks for jumping in. Jamil said, "Can we discuss the process, procedures, and professionalism?" We've done several things with that. I'll push that. We're already at an hour and a half. I only intended for this to be an hour at most, so I'm going to push. That is a we can definitely talk about that. We're actually going to talk about that at the airport, but also we're going to do a recap of everything we cover at the airport for a live podcast, and we can talk about the process, procedures, and professionalism absolutely in that podcast. Also, like I mentioned, that leadership guidebook, go read that. All of those are in there. That is vital information on how our team's going to grow, the mission and vision behind what PAX is becoming, growing out to be. And then vet driver service. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Drop your name in here. Welcome to the very long podcast. I'm glad you joined us. Downtown Frankie Brown. Frank, thanks for, man. I don't know if you saw it. I'm going to share it again. If you didn't see it here, hang on. Let me see. Hold on. Hang with me. I'm gonna share my screen in a second. All right. So check this out. Let me share my screen. All right, Frank, this is for you, dude. Check this out. If you didn't see this, I'm doing another highlight on our feature drivers. Frank, there you are at the top, looking handsome and sharp. Let's go take a look at your profile. Oh no, Frank, come on, man. You gotta get a better profile than that, or bio than that. You gotta sell yourself. This is so now that you know these are going to be super influential and paramount to growing your business. All these other extra functionalities are coming out so that they can schedule you for a ride, and hourly rates are going to be available online. They can do that whole process online. You can become their preferred driver when they're here. They can also easily send you out to their friends. They can schedule for an admin now can schedule for their boss, whatever that is. They can all do that all online and have it update in the person's app. Very cool. And then the other thing I want to show, look at some of these, like, I want to point out the professional level of this presentation, this very clear standard cut. If you don't have if you don't have professional photos, we will help you with that. Next time that you're down by the airport, this location here is at Hole in the Rock. It's like a 5-minute drive from the airport. Our Jamil and Danny are here to serve you. If you don't have this and you want this, they will help you take these photos with you. So the tech, they're there for you to approach, be helped. Go ask them for help. They will help you, because this is very important when somebody's shopping for these drivers. If you go further down on the list, you'll see uh some of these photos, and these are looking pretty good. Some of these photos like this might not, or this one here might not clearly present what they're ordering. So we'll help you get professional photos of your car. But then some of them, let's look at some of the other ones here. Let's see. Man, we got such a sharp group. You guys look so good and clean. Look at that, man alive. So your profile image makes a difference. You're applying for a job, so treat your profile uh, as if that's the case, because when people are looking, they're gonna buy the customer that makes them feel comfortable. Okay, so it's super important that we put our best foot forward to make sure that our profiles are sharp, clean, and then that person wants to hire you. Okay, and then I always like to show off Mary's, because his is he's got he's added additional photos here that really show off the different things that he likes to promote. You're more than like, we highly encourage this. So build up your profile. Use this as an opportunity to help share your business and who you are as a provider, as a private driver. Okay, so let me go back in here, stop sharing. So with that, let me see if there's any other comments. So old QR code is not working anymore when you update new one. The great question, Luke. The answer is, we are, to make this functionality possible, we have to change our QR code functionality. So yeah, your current QR code will work just as it has been until we do the update. Your QR code will still function. So if it's out there and somebody has it, it will still function. But the new functionality of forcing somebody to, not forcing, but it gives you that priority of converting you to their automatically, the process that's included with making you their private driver, or their preferred driver the first time that they go through the process, then it will require the new QR code. That is correct, because it's we've this is a process that we didn't have. Now that we have it, we've got to update those things. James the vet, James, thank you for your service. Appreciate you and what you do for this country and for PAX, man. Thanks for being on board. James S, that's the vet ride service. Awesome. He has pants. Frank is wearing pants and a collared shirt. Frank got an airport pickup tonight. That's fantastic. I love it. Great. That's really good news. I get giddy every time you guys get rides. They show up in my inbox like, hey, somebody's got a ride. Somebody's got a ride. And seeing some of our regulars, we do have regular users now that are booking the same driver every time. So that'll be even easier now that you become their preferred driver. So all of that stuff is coming through in the next week to 2 weeks. I would say in the first week of July, we're gonna have a lot of bumps, humps, and bruises. There's just the way it is. I mean, same thing. If you remember when we promoted our coupon codes, the same thing. We ran into things that we're just a garage band, man. We're making it happen. We're changing the world, and it's crazy to see how this is really coming together, and that's because you guys are working so hard to do it. So as we continue, thank you from the bottom of my heart that you guys are converting rides, that you are committed to this, that you do see the beautiful tomorrow, that there is a very cool, very beautiful tomorrow where our team is just owns the streets here in Phoenix, and I can't wait for that day. I can't wait for it to happen, and it's happening. Our hard work over the last several months, out of the events, there's something to be said about brand awareness. I'll tell you what, the first time people wanted to walk by just going, hey, I don't want to be sold on something, and now when we go out to places, you'll see they'll stop and say, hey, I've heard about this, tell me more about it, I really want to understand it. It's really cool to see how that we're starting to do that. Our we're still trending in a positive direction. Every month we're taking more rides than the month before. So our numbers are up to almost 800 now in terms of our users, which that means we've almost tripled our numbers in since we met as for our driver lunch, which means our awareness is out there. It is moving. There is a movement that is PAX that is happening. So I'm glad that you guys are hanging in there and working with us to do that. Thank you for your hard work, and for those of you that are keeping that team spirit and working to, if people have questions, remember, we're accessible. You can always access our team here. We are a local company. We are trying to be successful locally, so not just in the community, but that means all of the drivers here that really want a professional to provide a professional service. You are our team. We want to invest in you. We want to serve you. We want to make sure that you guys have the right tool for the job, because if that's successful, we're all going to be successful. So hang in there. Make sure that if you have questions, bring them up. Send an email to contact@paxapp.io. We manage that all day, every day. I see those when they come in. So when they're here, we're on top of it. And bug reports. You have bug reports. We see them in real time. So does our development team. Those are very helpful. Even your frustrations, those are being seen. Okay. And most of the time, Danny's got your response within minutes on either what's happening or an explanation of what happened. So stay vigilant, and if you see something that's frustrating, let us know, because it's going to help us smooth it out for everyone else. Manny's got another question. Says she would like to know. Let me see. Did I miss hit the like button? Yeah, hit the thumbs up button. That reminds me, Derek. Oh my gosh, you totally reminded me. As we start this marketing push, okay, as we're going to be out in the news, we're starting articles, all the press release that's going out. As that happens, we need to boost our social media, because like I said, we've only been on the ground since February. Most of our energy and time has been focused on building the boat, so that or building the airplane, to stick with the analogy, to make sure that it stays in the air and that we're building the right thing now. So to tell people about it and create a stir on social media wasn't wise. So as we move forward, we need you to tell as many of your friends as possible to go like, share, subscribe all of our channels. Because if we don't have over 100 followers on all of our platforms, the algorithms tend to think that you're 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 an overseas scam. Okay, that you're just trying to use the system. So what we as we put marketing dollars behind the things that we're going to be breaking into these markets, we need as many people following our social media as possible. So if you have not already liked, shared, subscribed, do that today. And then we would appreciate it. I sent out an email yesterday or the day before. It was this week. I sent out an email to everybody saying, "Hey, go like, follow, share our social media stuff." Send that email out to your friends, your family. Go, "Hey, uh, something new's happening in Phoenix. You should follow along by following their social media channels. That would be awesome." All right, Manny. Let's get to another question. He says, there's another question. She would like to know, is she bringing her private clients to the platform? Would she get to keep more of the percentage? She is wanting to know why she should start converting her clients to PAX and signing up for PAX. Great question. Private driver insurance costs you about $500 a month. If you've got a good driving history, it'll cost you $500 a month. By signing up for PAX, you eliminate that immediately. If you're not taking cash rides, if you're taking cash rides, you're running the risk of major problems, not just taking you out in terms of this is your business, but that you could be sued. Like one of my family members was in an Uber in Vegas and got rear-ended. Wasn't the driver's fault. The driver was a good driver. He ended up in the hospital for 6 months or 3 months. I should check out the anyway. He was in the hospital for 3 months, minimum of 3 months. I know it was 3 months. I don't know if it was as much as 6 months, but out of that, medical bills and everything else, had that driver not been covered in insurance, that's if you're taking that person privately, your personal insurance does not cover that. So if that happens, which it doesn't, that's an accident that's not on you or a reflection on your driving. That's a reflection on the people on the road that are bad drivers. You can't, that's why they're called accidents. If that happens, you're running the risk of an entire lawsuit that's on you personally. What we want to provide is that peace of mind, not just for the rider, but for the driver. Okay. So it may seem like a short-term game of making an extra $20 by taking it cash. But if you don't have private driver insurance, you're running the risk of much, much bigger problems. What we want to do is go, look, if you get in PAX, you're covered. We pay for your insurance. You no longer have to pay that $500 private driver insurance. So we save you that right off the bat. You no longer have to come up with that as you're talking about the bottom line and running a business. You don't have a $500 expense looking at for your personal business every single month. We pay that for you. When you're driving in the PAX, anybody in PAX, we pay that for you. We also offer 65% of every fare. Okay. So out the gate, we're giving you better percentages than anything that's out there. Also, we give you 100% of your tip. That's yours. You worked for it. You earned it. We don't want a piece of that. We also give you full transparency. So you every ride you get to see what we charged, what you made, and how much of that, like we offer that every single time. The other thing that we do as an app, as a platform, is flat rates. I'm talking on the other end to the riders, and I'm figuring out some of their frustrations and what they're up against. They're like, I do this ride to my office every single day, but I never know how much it's going to cost me because I go to sign up with rideshare. I get a ride and I go, today it's gonna be $20. Tomorrow might be 16. The day after that might be 25. I never know what I'm gonna pay. We level the playing field and going, look, our private drivers, they make this much from on a flat rate ride. Now here's where, okay, now I'm gonna slow down a minute because what we've opened up with, when you have your private clients booking with you on PAX, what's happening in the next week and a half to 2 weeks, where this is all going to crack open, is you set your own price for hourly rates. We don't control that. So if you want to negotiate with somebody going, look, from here to the boulders, it's going to cost you $120. But guess what? My hourly rate is $120. Why don't you just book me for an hour? Then I can drive you wherever you need to go. They're like, hey, great deal. But then they want to stop at their brother's house. They want to go pick up and they want to stop at Starbucks. They want to, as soon as that bumps into an hour, they get charged an extra half hour. now keeping that, you're on hire for that 1 hour. You also can open up your hourly rate to go, hey, you want to go up to the wine country, hire me for 5 hours. You could be doing one or two major rides a week instead of trying to collect 100 smaller rides during the week. So by opening up your private clients, bringing them on PAX, we're already, we've done this as much, we've gutted our share as much as we can because we still want to give 10% back to the community. Anybody that gets in your ride, we want to be able to benefit the community out of that too, because we want community partners to be able to incentivize their riders to go, hey, don't use these other applications, use PAX. It's better for the community. You're supporting small business. You're like, it's better all the way around. So that means when you start talking about running a corporation, to make sure that all of this, like, PAX is expensive to run, like, to make the development changes that we have, to do all of the insurance is crazy expensive. So all of those things, we've got to make a cut at the end of the day. We can't give you 100% because we're providing a service too. So we've done that. We've gutted it as best we can, and we know that's not 100%. But the incentives, when you become a team driver, there's opportunity for quarterly givebacks. There's opportunity for shares in the PAX Phoenix. Like, there's a lot of opportunities growing as a PAX partner, because it's your business. You're booking people on PAX that benefits others. Okay, so let me get back to the questions here. She's wanting to know, why should you start converting your clients to PAX and start signing up for PAX? If you're running a great business that you have your own private clients and you love taking 100% of that, and you're paying the $500 a month and all of the airport fees and all the things, the other costs that are involved with your business, then maybe don't convert them to PAX. That's okay. Drive on PAX when you've got the opportunity. But if you're not out there selling, we're a scheduling app. So those people that are eating really well are the ones that are converting people through using PAX as their fishing pole to catch fish. And it's working. If you look at 6 weeks ago, Marius jumped on the platform and was like, give me the QR code, I'm out of here. He is now our number 2 earner because he's going after it. Like, he's going after it. And that's the opportunity that we're giving you guys as drivers. You don't have to sit in the parking lot anymore and hope I bring you a fish. You can go fishing, get as many fish as you want to, and we're giving you the largest portion of that because you're doing it's your business, it's your work. We're doing everything we can to support you. Okay. So hopefully that's a good enough sales pitch for you. I don't know who your name is, but Manny, thank you for passing that along for us. Sue says, great job, Daniel, for presentation, makes PAX stand out above the rest. Thank you, Sue, for that. And that makes it all worth it, because we're working so hard to make sure that you guys have exactly what you need. So we're working tirelessly. I've never seen a team work harder to make this happen. So people are dedicated to seeing this. We are praying that you guys are as well. So hopefully, if you have feedback, comments, let us know. We are adjusting as we build this thing. Thank you, Sue. That's very, very encouraging. The clarity that you provide to your drivers is awesome. We from day one, it was all based on transparency, making sure that drivers know exactly what's happening, how we're doing it, and that we're here to help take care of them and make this the best platform to work on. Manny has another question. Man, I'm so glad you're on here, Manny. You got all these fast, they're like a buzzsaw, man. You're just coming in and dropping them. Another question posed is, when will there be more? I'll ask off stream to you guys. Okay, so he's got more questions. We'll talk about that off stream. That's fine. Manny, if you're coming to the airport on Monday, I sent you an email earlier, so go check your emails. But love to connect with you on Monday after the airport as well. Hopefully, you'll be there. I have a driver that wants to know, when the pool rides happen, is there going to be a system put in place that allows for open claim instead of assigning to certain people only? Okay, so I will tell you, okay, between now and when we launch teams, we are a team. We're one giant team. Okay, so but there is going to be priority on teams. So when we have an event that comes in, this is not an open free for all, because we want to hold the line on the standard of what we're providing. Okay, so when, like, not everybody wants to wear a super rigid suit and tie to work. Well, it doesn't mean you can't have a professional appearance and a professional presentation to drive on PAX. But when we say, like, we're running an event for when we're running an event for bachelorettes, right? We're going to gear that towards the team that's going to best be suited for them. Also, they probably came because they already have a private driver that they want. If that happens, that team, we're going to have a team lead that knows our process, knows how to run those things, knows how to stage those things, knows how to facilitate those things so that it's done to the level of a professional standard that they want to buy. So when they're trying to buy that, it's not an open free for all. This is they are specifically purchasing something that is like Jamil's presidential or the motorcade that in these different teams will be curated. Yeah, for sure. That doesn't mean you can't do several, like, let's say we had this is a real case scenario. We had 24 ladies. They called me the night before and said, hey, we're all in town. We My husband just told me about PAX. Can you take all of us to the airport tomorrow? Now we don't have we do have a process, but as we develop the app to be able to function for that process, right now we're running it as a joint team. Jamil is our point person for running those. He stages, he makes sure everybody has the right information, stages them at the pickup. No, make sure everybody knows when they're turning right and turning left and how they're going to pick up and who they're picking up. Jamil does all that organization. He also is the one that's setting the playbook on how we run those. So between now and when we have teams fully functioning, we are testing. We are rolling out a lot of every time we get the opportunity to do this. And I read you an email earlier. The opportunity for this is about to explode when we have hourly rate opportunities. Okay. So when that happens, we're going to need teams that know how to function to do this. So until we have the team functionality and we're going to hit hurdles that we don't yet know until we're developing that, between now and then, we're doing the best we can with what we have. Okay. So we're picking drivers who are good at rolling with the punches. We're also picking drivers who understand the PAX brand mentality, team mentality, and are all in on those are the drivers we're leaning on to help us develop those processes for that elite team. As we roll into teams, there's not everyone's going to want to be on that team. And that's okay. You can still drive for PAX. You can still build your business on PAX, but we're also going to have an elite team of drivers for both pro and elite. Both classes are going to have a team of drivers that know when they show up, they're wearing a tie that day and want to show up early for the ride. Like those people that want to participate in those things, they're going to be on our teams. But those teams are also available for that's a higher level of expectation, which is why we offer our incentives there. We also give quarterly bonuses and stuff like that we're going to make available as soon as we have all of the clients that we're trending towards. When that's in and we have all the money to give to the nonprofits and we have money to give to the incentives, all of those things are coming. But to be on that team, now is the time to participate at that level and get involved and know the driver a roadmap, understand where we're going and how to get there. Because once we have that team roster, it's gonna be a lot harder to get on that team because that once that team is set and we have our team leads, they're gonna be picking the drivers for their teams. So this is not a nationwide thing. This is a Phoenix thing. This is a local Phoenix team that we want to make sure is of lifting the standard and professionalism, but also these are private drivers that want to win. We want to build a brand that when people think about PAX, they go, all of those guys are the professionals that changed the game. Like so. And if and when if you're watching from a different state, I know I've gotten emails that people are like, when is PAX coming to my city? When it comes, we're bringing this mentality and how to structure this in your city. All of the nonprofits, they're going to be local. All of your drivers, they're going to be local. All those people that the team that's winning in that city, they're all going to be local drivers that know each other, support each other, run together, and want to develop that level of service in that city, so that we don't have to try and monitor or even pull money out of that city. We leave it in that local community. Okay. So with all of that, I think we've covered way more than we bit off way more than we can chew. But just answering questions here, we got some more. Sue is from Montana. Manny has 5 people with him. That's good. That's good. Insurance, airport fees. Your program makes much sense for a driver. Sue, hopefully we can get to Montana. as fast as we can. Another question from drivers. Uh, let's see. It says, are you going to add a feature that lets people know of drivers in your district area so you don't choose a driver from East or West Valley? So, okay, great question. Our new sort feature is by proximity. So, when somebody is trying to schedule a ride and they're browsing for drivers in their app, the first thing that they see is their preferred drivers and the vacancy of a preferred driver. So, and I told you I'm not gonna give you that sneak peek. I don't want to do that. I really do want to do it, but I'm gonna hold myself back and not do it. But I'm almost gonna do it. I wonder if I'm gonna do it. I don't know how many people are streaming right now, but um, man, I shouldn't do it. It's coming out in a couple weeks. Let me do it. I'm just gonna do it. Let me just see if I can pull it up here. Okay, just give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. No. Okay, I'm not logged in. That was gonna be my test. I'm not already logged in, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so here's the functionality. Here's how it's gonna work. When somebody goes on and wants to schedule an hourly or schedule a ride or book a driver for hourly, what they're going to be faced with is, hey, do you want to use your preferred driver? You haven't selected one yet. You can select one from any of the profiles from our drivers, so they can browse all of our drivers and make any one of our drivers, a preferred driver. When you're using the QR code moving forward, that's going to auto select you as their preferred driver. So when they go to book a ride online, it's going to go, all right, we'll book a ride with Manny. Where do you want to go when you want to be picked up? Let's confirm that. Put in your payment information, pay, ready to go. Now it goes, the confirmation goes, hey, you need to go down the PAX app and log in so that you're ready for your ride, because we don't give them the confirmation code and you can't start the insurance coverage until that person confirms they're in your ride and you confirm as a driver that it started. So when they download that app, they log into their account that you are already set as their preferred driver, and their scheduled ride is already available for them. They can go click, I'm ready to go. You as a driver get that alert, you're off and running. Okay. That's how that process works. So now I missed a step. That's the preferred driver. Underneath that is drivers in your area. Okay, so if there's a driver near them that's in a 5 mile proximity, it shows up in their list, so that those are the first drivers that they see. Again, it's by class and by how many thumbs up you've got. So the experienced rides that you're taking on PAX, that's also pushing you in the ranks of people that get to see you. Okay. So that's how you get to the top of the list. The more rides you take, the harder you're working on PAX, the better it is for you, the more you're going to be promoted. Okay. So once you're at the top of the list, or that you're always, if you're in the proximity, it will show you as an available for hire. Underneath that is the search, and that filters exactly like it filters online. Okay. They look very similar from inside the app to online when you're browsing online. As we did that on purpose so that they feel like the checkout process online is very similar to the checkout process in the app, so that when they download the app and they log in, they don't have to relearn anything. They've already walked through that process. Okay. Now, when they like that driver, they go to any one of those driver profiles. They can add you as their, if they haven't already or they didn't use your QR code, but they like your service, they can always add you as their preferred driver. Same thing when you're closing those rides now. Say, hey, scan my QR code. That's making you my preferred driver. Or you can close it by saying, hey, thanks for driving with PAX today. I'd love to be your preferred driver next time. You can do that in my profile. Okay. Or on the receipt. Say, so there's a lot of opportunity for you to be that reoccurring driver. It also means that if you're working hard to promote yourself, that it's not going to the pool where everybody is like, all that hard work. If you're catching the fish, that fish shouldn't go in somebody else's basket. That's your fish. It should come to you. We're working diligently to make that the reality. Okay. Okay, so any other questions? Now that I'm at a full 2 hours, I'm gonna shut it down. You can always send me an email. I'll put this up one more time for our our contact. Please don't hesitate to contact me at any time. Any questions? You will always have access to our development team by putting up by submitting that bug report inside your app. You also can send me an email directly, and we'll be on that. Uh, as fast as we possibly can. Thank you guys, truly. Thank you for for helping this become a reality. We're trending up. We're moving in the right direction. The marketing push and some of these extra changes and features are really going to make a huge difference, not just in your business, but our business together as PAX and also in our communities. So hang in there, keep fighting the good fight. And if you have questions, don't ever hesitate to send an email, ask Jamil, ask Danelle, let them know you have questions, concerns, and when we will handle it, we'll be in contact. We are very accessible for you guys. You guys are who we're trying to support, serve, and build up in this community. So hang in there, keep fighting, and we're fighting alongside you for you. So let's keep doing that together as a team. Very excited for what the team mentality will do in our as we move into the fall and as we really finalize a lot of those processes and we finalize in the app those that are benefiting from fighting on the team mentality, but also the exposure to much like a niche that a market that hasn't even been tapped in terms of events and some of the other pieces that news that's coming in the next coming weeks as we do our marketing push and as we facilitate some of those pieces. Very excited for what the fall is going to bring. So hang in there. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and sign off exactly 2 hours. So I doubled the time we were supposed to be here. But thank you for joining me. And I'll provide a much abbreviated version of this, hopefully, for that will live on our professionalism side of our YouTube. So again, make sure you like, subscribe, all of our stuff, because that's how we're going to spread the wings and word that is PAX. Okay, thank you guys for your professionalism and keep providing that peace of mind. A lot of our people are their reports. It's not about I got a ride. They're always saying, "I fell in love with my driver," and that's because you guys are the best in the business. I appreciate you for that. Keep it up. All right, so I will sign off of that. See you guys if you're going to be at the airport. I'll see you on Monday, and then with that, I will sign off. I'll see you back here on this platform when I schedule it. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.